Hello there, everyone. So, welcome to another episode here on Gorbad Ironclaw. And yeah, Karl Franz is declaring war. He has like 40 settlements. He's declaring war, joining with Wissenland and Nuln with chess 27. So, this is kind of like fighting the Order Tide now. Really fighting. So, it's strength rank 1 versus strength rank 2. And note that I'm strength rank 2 with the Wog armies, because without those, I would be like what? 8 maybe 7, and I have so many enemies everywhere. I had to concede some ground to Nurgle to keep them off my back, because I was predicting that this would always happen. I mean, they're already having 300. I'm not gonna ask the greenskins to join because that would be terrifying. And yeah, so I just did a little bit of skipping forward, let's say, to some parts. Okay, just conquered some settlements and etc. Yeah, I let Big Butter and Scrap Towers, I just gave them for peace treaties, just to avoid having issues. And where I'm advancing is here, because it doesn't seem like Thorek has anything on his main, let's say, settlements, and he's leaving everything. I even sent this guy exploring, and it seems like he has everything near Cambry. So that is good. Yeah. These armies, I know there's likely a third one hiding. Let me see if I can block them, because if I can fight them with the armies that I have there, which are very low quality. They're mostly goblins with just some extra stuff. Then I'll find them. You may notice that, yeah, I have some settlements here. These are non-important. Backbiter is just gonna try and get the Wog goal. And I have Wuzag. And finally, Wuzag is actually getting ready to have nearly everything. I mean, he's gonna have riders, he's gonna have monsters, he's gonna have his basic savage work units. I added some other units for tactics. And here's the problem with the Empire. They have 8 armies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 armies here. I already fought a couple of Wissenland armies, conquered these places, and I'm gonna have to give something to Wissenland in exchange for peace, just so that I can deal with all of the forces of the Empire. So this episode is literally just me seeing what armies do I need to use against, which ones. I want to use Gorbad as much as possible, mostly to get the plan tactics. I wish the plan tactics worked slightly different. They're good, but at this given point, you cannot have 3 tactics for each lord, not even 1, let alone 3. Same thing with the scrap. Like, it's all planned out to give you a couple of good armies, but yeah. So this could be an auto-resolve, but I think I'm gonna manually fight the battle because it's easier this way. They do have good ground here, okay, but I have my Black Orcs followed by my Black Orcs with great weapons, and then I have some Archer Fire, and suddenly I have, definitely then later I have the Stone Trolls. The reason why I have the Stone Trolls so far at the back is because they're kind of like the most vulnerable to missiles here. And I tweaked a little bit the reinforcements just to ensure that I get Oglok to reinforce. And he's already sitting in the Black Lion. It's one of the best because it's highly mobile. Look at the damage that it's doing to Gorbad. I'm literally just trying to dodge him with him and just avoid the Black Lions hitting anything else, because Gorbad can heal up very easily later on, as a lord, And I really just want them to initiate the skirmish away. The Pistoliers didn't, so they're gonna get ripped to pieces by my own missile units, which are now finally firing. Yeah, they're trying to approach, but you can see that, they're already half health, nearly a third health. And I'm using just Spirit Leech on the whatever entities show up, mainly just to disencourage him, mainly just to make sure that the enemy doesn't come in, as easily. One thing that I kept thinking was, do I take the high ground or not? Because if I keep on the low ground, I mean, I can't invite them to charge. And I thought, well, these Black Orcs, they can handle it. So that's what we're going to do. But typically, I wouldn't advise this. I would advise you to take the even ground. Because what you're about to see, it hurts. It hurts seeing them get a massive charge like this, you know? But still, I mean, these are Black Orcs. You're going to see that they really don't die with these guys. Unless he's bringing in armor-piercing units, there's no way. It doesn't matter how much melee attack they have. I'll show you the stats later on. And you can see, like, yeah, the units that got hit got to half hit points, and now I have the secondary army coming in. Already have Oglok going after the Hell Blasters. And this is good. There's some Karaborg great swords here, so they don't break. I gotta be careful. And the Luminarch is actually targeting him. Fate of Buna spell. This is kind of good for these sort of units. It's not optimal, but it's not bad either. You know, it just gets them to a lot of damage, and the more the enemy has like damaged units, the better for me. You can see that the enemy initial cavalry is done. Like, look at the orc infantry, especially when I pop the walk. I mean, 100 weapon strength, 135 melee attack, 132 armor with a silver shield, with a ward save of 23 because of the presence of trolls. I mean, and the trolls are just absurd. Let me just see if I can show you one unit. Stone trolls, yeah, 246 weapon strength. Some single entities don't have that. So it's just ridiculous the amount of power that these guys have in melee. Especially after all the scrap, after all the upgrades, so they can definitely do the damage. I'm sending them as anti-large, even against Demigryph Knights with halberds. It doesn't matter. They'll pop them out. You know, they'll kill them. The only true units that can take out these trolls would be maybe single entities with regeneration, or maybe something with, you know, some cannons. Like lots of artillery firing without me having a way to check, because of course they can't regenerate as fast and they'll lose models. No, that's sort of idea, but because otherwise this, as you've seen, the enemy got everything. He got to harass, he got to initiate, he got to charge home, and I barely lost anything. Even in terms of health, let alone, you know, in terms of units. Yeah, there's like one cavalry unit that got a little bit, you know, lower. Yep, that's it. As you can see, lots of good developments. And by the way, I'm losing 21,000 because I started like 3 armies, if not mistaken, because I really am going to need them against these. And I preemptively started them in case I lose an army or two. It's not like I'm going to need a lot of stuff from now on. You know, I just need to ensure that I can fight. And for that, the Wog is going to finish up. And then suddenly I don't have that advantage. So, yeah. This guy, I'm just checking if I have everywhere with upkeep reduction. And I did lose a lot in terms of, because I don't have a lot of plans. Yeah, let's get Gazemork. Because I don't have a lot of the plans, I don't have a lot of regimental, which is less 10% upkeep. So this is going to be an episode with a ton of battles. That's why you see all the attrition, by the way, is because I don't have the gold. Okay. Oh, I kind of wanted to fight that one without having to do this. So let's try to be Skaven. If it doesn't work, I have to retreat because those are 4 land ships there. Okay, they failed to stop the ambush. That's nice. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I could auto-resolve, but honestly, auto-resolve is going to be worse in this case, because typically auto-resolve is going to take a lot of casualties on your what's it called? Wog armies. And I don't want that. I want these guys to be able to help me out with some auto resolves later on when I'm no longer interested in fighting too many battles against the Empire. I just wanted to showcase some battles to you, for you guys. And yeah, there's a ton of units here. I'm trying to use basically just, as I've been pointing out, just trying to get the land ships to be attacked by missile units while I deal with everything else, because that's going to be the difficult part. And my armor-piercing spider riders are going to try to get the enemy lords, and that's kind of like the plan. Other than that, just summons to try and force the enemy to, to do some units like these summons here. They can take out the cannons. They're even dodging some of the fire from the land ships. And overall, I have my Reikland spiders here to, just mess around in case the enemy tries to attack me. Sorry, been a little bit sleepy because of my kids. When they don't let me sleep, that's how it happens. Next day, I can't cast properly. So, everything is working out just nicely. It's amazing how spider riders can deal with, nearly everything, be it infantry or cavalry or even monsters. No. So right now I'm sending in my Ragnarok spiders. Don't forget that they have the brood mother. So that's the small arrow pointing down stuff that's attacking the enemy, That this effect that you see on the right, that's the fact that they are taking losses from the brood mothers effect, which is a Mortis engine. So every single Ragnarok spider, which I have 5 of which is a Mortis engine. So I mean, already 2 Mortis engines will do a lot of damage, let alone 5 that still have missiles, that still have good attacking power, especially against large entities. So these guys are just great. Now I did forget that the land ships have the exploding situation, that if I have them surrounded with some spiders, it's a problem, and you're going to see that very soon. Of course, I'm going to do that with preferably with the summons. And right now, yeah, I don't care if it's spiders, missile spiders, even their demigryph knights die. And now we're about to the stage where I got my reinforcements. I don't even want to use them. And I'm now attacking these land ships. I completely forgot about that. So you're going to see that one is going to explode. And what is like a full, an entity with a lot of with a lot of health is suddenly going to lose a ton of it. But yeah, all that is left is actually to deal with this. I should have sent those summons way earlier, because it's difficult to control how many summons I have. It's so difficult actually to do. That's creepy. Come on, dude, just get him. Hey, you see the explosion? Look at my spider riders. I suddenly remembered. I was actually watching at that point. I was like, oh yeah, they explode. I forgot that. It's not typically, because when I used them, it was as the Empire and I wouldn't lose them. So I kept forgetting about this explosion stuff. But yeah, that's the victory. Most of what you see there that has low health, I mean, that's 3,000 damage right there. Most of what has that damage is actually just the summons, which is good. And yeah, a decisive victory. You can see that I didn't get too many casualties there. I'm even going to replenish just to be sure. And I mean, look at the income. I gained what, 20k just in loot, just in battle loot, not even attacking anything else. Okay, I really want to go for Arcane Conduit. The Night Shroud is not bad. I mean, unspottable in stock. The biggest problem is that you kind of gain all of those abilities with either the specific ones from these guys, from the Legendary Lord, or from the Legendary Hero. So I mean, it's not going to be way too important, way too useful for this army to have that stalk. But yeah, unspottable is always nice. I mean, it's always good. Perhaps I can give it to a hero, so it's much better. Okay, and even this army can deal with that one, because that one doesn't have any land ships or anything. You gotta remember that the Empire has been fighting. The biggest problem is that they have been fighting forever since this. Okay, another ambush. They have been fighting since forever with this, with these armies, and they have a lot of experience with them. So this time I'm going to slowly retreat. I want to take out their mortars and take out their war wagon mortars, or at least keep them busy. Maybe some pistoliers, and then retreat towards my units, my, let's say, infantry units, my spider riders. It's so good to have a spider army. I mean, I never thought I could do that, and now with Gorbad it's just super easy to have like a couple of them. Like even Gorbad can have this sort of army. No, not this. That's not where I wanted to click. So the action is going to be on a little bit of a high ground for the enemy, but hopefully I can deal with them. So this is not. It's not too important that I kill them. It's more to lure them out into my trap, let's say, because I really want them to come in first with the cavalry, because the infantry cannot catch up. So that's what I'm forcing. I'm forcing an all-out cavalry charge, trying to hit a little bit their missile units, their artillery units, you know. And then these cavalry units are going to be thwarted first. And by the time that the infantry arrives, I got my reinforcements as well. So that's cool. Overall, I'm sending in the summons. Remember, this army has 3 summons because of the Arachnic, because of Snagler, and because of the Arachnodox Spider ROR. So that's 15 extra spiders, which is insane. It just helps so much. I keep sending spiders and spiders and spiders against them. Sometimes I don't use any other spell. I just use the spiders. Okay, now it's time to attack with my own spiders. Counter-charging Empire Knights and Reikland. It's just so fun. And now my missile ones, I have to target the enemy lord here. He's coming through, trying to attack my Rival Hag, which, I mean, not only she has the spells, but she also is quite a good fighter, especially already at level 34, so it's not like I'm gonna lose that too much, especially with the support. So yeah, that's kind of fine. And now it's time to send in my Arachnodox spiders. Look, their cavalry is kind of like all halfway done, and I'm sending in my spiders with some summons. You know, I'm not forgetting to sending the summons. It's very important. Just try to avoid them reaching your missile units. And if they do reach the missile units, at least still reach them poorly, you know, in a poor condition. And now suddenly what I have is a great target just for some debuffs, or, I mean, these 2 units are already causing a lot of damage with their, what's it called? Their Mortis Engine effect. And now the big it went a little bit away, but still caused some of the damage that I wanted. You know, they're completely out of combat, really, to face off these Arachnodox spiders. And these are just archers. They're just gonna slowly lose their focus. Slowly lose because of the passive ability. That's literally just summons and 3 Arachnodox spiders killing everything there. And this is my reinforcements. I just sent out the lava spider against the halberd unit, and that's it. And soon they're gonna all be retreating. I mean, I hardly got any losses. Actually, only here, because I didn't notice, did I have some losses, but they're about to die and flee as well. And yeah, this army, can you imagine being like an Empire infantryman telling you to go through this to reach all of these spiders and hearing all the screaming? Like, seriously, I would have gone so far away so fast and hidden so fast. I mean, and now I get to walk to pursue them. But imagine you see this, your archers going around and going out, retreating. You see some spiders, and then you have to engage. You're going like, yeah, we're gonna follow and engage suddenly, and then you see this, and just a swarm of spiders coming in, and of orcs. Yeah, that would not be a good vision. But yeah, that's a victory. All that I'm gonna do is clean up, and yeah, this stalking ability allow me. So that's 3 armies destroyed from 8 that were over there, with losing nearly nothing. So that's cool. This guy now needs to recover a little bit. Let me give him... What do I want? Do I want to increase the ambush success chance? No, let's go for the spells, of course, just to confirm. Then you're gonna go for spells. Do you have everything? Yes, you have. So now you're gonna go for some more melee stuff. That's a lot of cavalry to defend on a fort. And that's a lot of stuff. They can actually reach me, so I gotta be careful. I think I'm gonna send this guy here and just ambush. Just to ensure that I don't lose. Over here, he did actually attack Numas. I kind of want to wait for Wuzak. And you can see that I have 2 nasty skulkers there. That's strictly to obtain the one for where is it? Specifically for savage. Yeah, the surprise savagery. So that would give me vanguard deployment, and the surprise savagery is good. Speed, stalk, it's always nice, and more physical resistance for the nasty skulkers. Well, at least they can follow. It's like the nasty skulkers are transformed into some form of savage orcs. So that's the one that I want to use, basically. And Broodmasters I cannot use, but I can use Earthquake. I can use Earthquake by getting yet another large monster entity, large entity, which is always nice. It's Earthquake is cool. I was thinking that the walk could finish and I would get just a lava spider for him, but at the same time I was thinking, yeah, maybe I need one. So I'm gonna change the building orders over there, just to make sure. So I do want to move these guys, but I have to be careful because the enemy is coming in. The advantage that I have is the underway. Because I have the underway, it's going to help so much in splitting my forces once I get them to push back. And I'm predicting like it's going to happen this time because I have 1, 2, 3... I have like 6 armies near here, and I don't think I'm gonna... Yeah, 6 armies. I don't need so many. 5 armies will be enough to deal with the Empire. Especially after taking out most of what I have here. So I don't want to go strictly into Varenka Hills. Yeah, I just want to be over there to protect the place with these 2 armies, ambush if possible, and then wait for the next one. And overall, it seems like it's fine. This army is going to attack Karakorud. Yeah, then army is going to attack Rosetta. I'm losing quite a lot of money, but... Oh yeah, Nagaron is strength rank 6. Which is nice, okay, and the Cult of Pleasure is also doing well. So this kind of starting to look like those Warhammer 2 campaigns. I've said it many times, the biggest problem between Warhammer 3 and 2 in terms of the AI is that you get the same campaign style just a little bit later. So, and because players are so good now, we can avoid that. And that's why people are saying, oh, the AI is too easy. I think the AI is still there. And they're making improvements, that's for sure. It just comes out later, It still build big empires, but have a lot of more trouble to go through in the early stages, which previously they didn't have. Especially, in the early stages, it used to be so much easier for legendary lords because they all had like this tier 4 unit, right? Or tier 5, and they withdrew that. And that alone made a huge difference in the auto resolve. You got to consider in the auto resolve overall, it made a huge difference. So this is the problem why I'm gonna try to give something to the Wissenland to get a peace treaty because of how they are invading on the north. But that'll be next time. Thank you so much, guys. Bye bye.